Ciao guys, welcome back on my channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as always, to keep you updated, we have plenty of things to say about Chelsea, about Barcelona, about West Ham, and not only. Let's jump into it together. And here we are guys, to keep you updated. Happy New Year again, 2026. I remind you my video here on the channel to let you know how this year will be different. So here on YouTube you will have plenty of content, plenty of videos, and let me start with updates, because we had some here we goes on this first day of the year 2026, on this 1st of January. One is for Crystal Palace. Brennan Johnson to Palace is a here we go, £33.5 million, deal agreed with Tottenham, with the player. Brennan Johnson is not in the match squad for Tottenham because he's moving to Crystal Palace. He's in London to have his medical with Palace. Everything agreed. Brennan Johnson spoke to Oliver Glasner today, and so they are ready to start this chapter together, and Brennan Johnson will be the first signing for Crystal Palace in 2026. West Ham very active on the market, because West Ham have agreed a deal yesterday for Pablo, a center striker from Gil Vicente, for 23 million euros, and now have agreed also a deal in principle for Tati Castellanos, the striker from Lazio, Argentinian striker, who will cost 29 million euros. And so Castellanos, Pablo, Fulkrug is going to AC Milan, and so a busy start of the window for West Ham United. A busy day for Chelsea, a very busy day for Chelsea Football Club, and if you want to find all the recap, I remind you the video I released a few hours ago about Chelsea, Enzo Maresca and the club deciding to part company, to part ways immediately. And so it's over today between Chelsea and Enzo Maresca, after a really complicated and tense situation between the parties. Look guys, I got many questions from you asking about who can be the next Chelsea manager. Many questions on Oliver Glasner. I can tell you that Oliver Glasner will not be the next Chelsea manager. No contacts ongoing, and despite Oliver Glasner not going to sign a new contract at Crystal Palace, I can tell you that he's not going to be the new Chelsea manager. Then Cesc Fabregas, decision is very clear. Cesc will not go anywhere now. Cesc stays as Como manager. So forget about these two names. Many of you asking me about superstars, Jurgen Klopp, Zinedine Zidane, Jose Mourinho. Forget about that. Chelsea will not go for that kind of solution. So Chelsea are looking for someone who can be a perfect fit for their project. For Liam Rosenior, Chelsea are really discussing his name internally. If you remember, when I released the video about Enzo Maresca and the interest from Manchester City a few weeks ago here on my channel, here on YouTube, I told you Liam Rosenior is a manager who is really appreciated by Chelsea. And so in that moment, there were already some reports on social media accounts mentioning my name, of course, and Liam Rosenior, and I maintain that name, because Liam Rosenior is the leading candidate in this moment to become the new Chelsea manager. Then we have to see what Chelsea will decide to do, and in this case it's Blue Co, not only Chelsea, because if Liam Rosenior becomes Chelsea manager, they need a proper manager for Strasbourg. Blue Co is the ownership group of both Chelsea and Strasbourg, and they want to back, protect, support the Strasbourg project. So if Liam Rosenior goes to Chelsea, and Chelsea will appoint their new manager very soon, it's going to be fast, it's not going to take a long time. Remember what I told you today. In that case, they need a replacement at Strasbourg, and Blue Co Group want to make sure that Strasbourg have a very good coach. So this could be the solution. This could be the domino. Let's see what's going to happen, because it's not only Liam Rosenior, but for sure he's the leading candidate. He's the main name on the short list, and conversations internally at Chelsea are taking place to decide what kind of plan they want to activate. On Enzo Maresca, I maintain what I told you about Manchester City. The interest is genuine. They are really appreciating Enzo Maresca. They know Enzo Maresca very well. Enzo did a great job when he was at Manchester City in the past, helping Pep Guardiola, working in the academy, then decided to go his own way, first in Italy, then Leicester, Chelsea. So Enzo Maresca for sure is really appreciated at Manchester City. But let me remind you once again, Enzo Maresca is the first person who respects Pep Guardiola a lot. So Enzo Maresca would not agree on anything now. This is on Pep. If Pep decides to go at the end of the season, Enzo Maresca would be more than happy to become the new Man City manager. But this is on Pep Guardiola, and Pep has not decided anything, has not communicated anything at this stage. Fully focused on Man City. So this is just a contingency plan that Man City are preparing. This is why they had contacts with Enzo Maresca, and this is why they like him. He's not the only name, but for sure they like him. on Enzo Maresca and the links we had today with Manchester United job, probably linked to the fact that Omar Berrada, who is now one of the leading faces of Manchester United project, used to work with Enzo Maresca at Manchester City in the past. At this stage, I'm told there are no conversation, no talks taking place between Man United and Enzo Maresca. In this moment, the club interested in the future, again, is not for present. In Enzo Maresca is Manchester City. Man United remain on their stance, supporting and backing Ruben Amorim, not planning for anything different at this stage. Then, guys, we can't predict the future. This Maresca story is showing you how sometimes in the managers market things can change in few days, in few weeks, and that's what happened also with Enzo Maresca out of Chelsea in a completely unexpected way at the beginning of January. But again, for Amorim at the moment, that's not the case, and Man United keep supporting their manager. More to say on players to finish this video. First point, I told you, West Ham very active. Not only for the center strikers, Tati Castellanos and Pablo, but also for Raheem Sterling. Sterling is a name being discussed internally at West Ham. Let's see what they decide to do in terms of wingers. Raheem Sterling, Adama Traoré, they are discussing several names internally at West Ham with the manager, Nuno, and so we have to see what's going to happen there. Remember that Sterling is out of Chelsea project. Sterling, Disasi, these are players who have to leave Chelsea in the January transfer window. Then it's always up to the player. It's the player deciding what he wants to do. And so let's see what Sterling will decide to do with his interest from West Ham in terms of opportunity for January. But for sure, Chelsea hope to find a solution for Sterling and for Disasi, because obviously these are two big names, and to have them out of the squad is not good for all parties involved, Chelsea and those two players. Just to finish this video, guys, an update for Barcelona fans and Italian fans on the Joao Cancelo situation. Cancelo will leave Al-Hilal in the January transfer window. 100% is decided. He's out of the project. It's over with Simone Inzaghi, the manager of Al-Hilal. Now, guys, my indication tonight is that Barcelona at this stage are not that convinced to proceed with the Joao Cancelo deal. So they are aware of the opportunity, but as of now, Barcelona are not advancing, are not pushing, are not proceeding as of today. Then let's see if something changes, but it's more about Italy. With Juventus calling a few days ago, but especially with Inter. Inter are in contact with the agent of the player, Jorge Mendes. Inter are in contact with Al-Hilal, with the opportunity to find a new structure for the deal. And so, Joao Cancelo, Inter are pushing. Inter want Cancelo. It's Cancelo who has to decide. At this stage, Barcelona are still not advancing, still not proceeding. It's already 1-2 days that Barcelona have been aware of this possibility for Cancelo, but they are still not advancing and not proceeding. So, at this stage, it's this the case. Let's see if some other club joins the race for Cancelo, but for sure, one of the names to watch in the next, I would say, hours and days, Joao Cancelo, with Inter pushing. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories. Managers, Rosenior, how do you see him? Yes or no for Chelsea? And then Ruben Amorim, Enzo Maresca, Joao Cancelo, Raheem Sterling, Tati Castellanos, Brennan Johnson, and much, much more. Let me know your opinion, guys, here in comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon, here every single day. Thank you, guys, for the channel. Ciao.